Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel today. I appreciate you being here. Okay, we are finally going to be talking about something that I've wanted to talk about for quite some time. We have kept up to date with the Jodi Hildebrandt, Ribby Frankie situation. I promised you that I was going to be giving you updates as we got them. I know I'm a little bit delayed, but Jodi Hildebrandt did get her sentencing. We knew that it was going to be happening in February. I was around like the 19th or the 20th of February. We finally have the update. We're going to watch. We're going to see. I know that both her and Ribby are being sentenced to prison, which thank God. And I think both these women are disgusting. And I think above anything else, I feel like they deserve their maximum sentences for what they put their kids through, and just kids in general. I mean, Jodi Hildebrandt's niece was speaking up as well. I think these people deserve to suffer. Clap if you think they should suffer. Oh, Wendy. We need to talk about that as well. We'll save that for another one. Oh, Wendy. Oh, Wendy. Sorry, it's just popping into my head. Anyway, so let's get into this. This video from Law and Crime Network. It is, "You terrorize children. Judge rips Jodi Hildebrandt before sending her to prison." So we know that her and Ribby are going to prison, which is fabulous news. And I also think that, I hope that this sets like a precedent for other people in the entertainment industry to know that if they are, acting towards children in this way or actively abusing children in this way, that you will face repercussions, and you deserve to face repercussions. Anyway, let's get to this. Let's see. Also, Jodi, those colors are not flattering on you at all.
Court recalls the matter of State of Utah versus Hildebrandt. Case 231501763. Counsel are present. Ms. Hildebrandt is present.
Hey!
Counsel, there is a pre-sentence investigation report. I have read it. Everyone has seen and reviewed that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Again, the sentence was stipulated at the time of the plea agreement. What record do we need to make other than going forward with sentencing?
Your Honor, it would be repetitive. I had the same statement
Who the fuck's talking right now?
with the last few paragraphs where I was differentiating between Ms. Frankie and Ms. Hildebrandt.
Also, I said this in my last video, and I said that it's annoying that there are people's jobs in the world who are to defend people that are guilty. People that have abused children. It's someone's job to protect that person and try to get them not sentenced. And obviously, people were like, Adam, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that there's, to be fair and stuff. But aside from there needing to be one, is anyone else not just disturbed at the fact that someone's job is literally to, like, try get someone out of punishment for abusing children? Like this man right here. You know what I mean? I understand the reasoning for it, but, like, in a court of law. But I think there's something so fucking disturbing about the fact that that is someone's job. They are being paid to defend someone who the public know is guilty.
Let's talk about housekeeping matters first. What about restitution?
We've stipulated to keep that open for 8 months.
He's standing.
Your Honor, since we don't have any evidence with respect to restitution, and that's because it is still in the process of being gathered by...
What do you say? Restitution?
We've stipulated to keep that open for 8 months.
It is appropriate, Your Honor, since we don't have any evidence with respect to restitution, and that...
Restitution. Jodi? She's not here! I don't know what the fuck restitution means.
That's because it is still in the process of being gathered by the county attorney's office. It's completely appropriate for the court to make no orders with respect to restitution other than to reserve all issues regarding restitution, and we have no issue with the eight
Saying that word a lot, isn't he?
time frame.
And the injunction that was previously issued by the court will remain in effect,
It will.
at least until that time.
It will remain in effect until further order of this court.
All right. Mr. Clark?
Thanks, Your Honor. The State of Utah respectfully requests that the court sentence Ms. Hildebrandt to consecutive prison terms for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse to which she has pleaded guilty.
Now, we know that Jodi and Ribby agreed to they agreed to plead guilty so that, and a lot of people, pled guilty, I guess, to, kind of take responsibility and then get little sentencing. So basically here she's being sentenced to the maximum, I think, of each one that she pled guilty to. And I think she pled guilty to 4 out of 6, I think.
The sentence was agreed to her in her plea agreement and is also recommended by adult probation and parole. Ms. Hildebrandt committed awful acts of child abuse. From May to August 2023, she and her business partner held 2 children, ages 9 and 11, turning 12, in a concentration camp-like setting in her house in Ivan City. The children were regularly denied food, water, beds to sleep in, and virtually all forms of entertainment. They were isolated from others and were hidden when people came to visit the house. They were forced to do physical tasks like carrying loaded boxes up and down stairs and doing wall sits or sitting against a wall without assistance of a chair or stool for hours at a time. They were forced to do manual labor outdoors in the extreme summer heat, often without shoes or socks. They were also forced to stand outside on a cement patio in the summer heat for hours and even days. They were beaten, and the 12-year-old was regularly bound hand and foot after he attempted to run away in mid-July. Both children had extensive physical injuries from the abuse that required hospitalization to treat. The injuries from the binding are particularly bad. In addition to the physical abuse, the children were emotionally abused. They each believed to some degree...
Dude, I have goosebumps. I'm fucking...
to them. Had the older of the 2 children not had the courage to run away and ask a neighbor to call the police, heaven only knows how much longer he could have survived. After being caught, Ms. Hildebrandt has shown little to no remorse for her actions. In telephone conversations that will be provided in full to the Board of Pardons and Parole, and which she knew to be recorded, she's repeatedly claimed that she is the victim and the children are the perpetrators.
Dude! Oh my god, okay, so I know very little about the law, clearly, but I know that, from my knowledge of law, which is watching Emily D. Baker, that, things come out after, like, the trials and stuff like that. So what they're saying here is that there's phone calls of her basically saying that she's the victim and the children are the perpetrators. But the fact that they have access to these phone calls, and it's like you see this woman sitting here and being like, and it's like you're on record then saying that you're the, like, what the fuck? So she's still blaming the children? How the fuck can you blame the children? I actually don't know how that you would have become. Lifetime in prison, fucking bonk, next one. Like, what the fuck? They have calls of her saying that the children were basically victimizing her. Fuck off. Fuck off.
She's gone so far as to say that the things said in this proceeding and covered by the media today will be full of lies.
Full of lies?
The combination of 3 factors.
We have children on record running to neighbors, calling the fucking police. Like,
Hildebrandt a significant threat to the community. First, the severity of the abuse she caused to be inflicted on young children.
yeah.
Second, her attitude that everything she did was justified and that she is being wrongfully imprisoned. And third, her training as a therapist and aptitude for using online resources to convince others to follow her guidance. Utah Code Section 76-3401 lays out 3 factors the court should consider in determining whether to impose concurrent or consecutive sentences. The first is the gravity and circumstances of the offense. The second is the number of victims. And the third is the history, character, and rehabilitative need of the defendant. As agreed to in the plea agreement and as recommended by adult probation and parole, consecutive sentences are appropriate here. This is due to the severity of the abuse to the 2 victims and the extreme need for Ms. Hildebrandt to be rehabilitated so that she no longer will present a risk to the community.
And children, just in general.
That she be sentenced to 4 consecutive terms.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I want her to be to fucking 6. It started with 6. She pled to fucking 4 of them. I want her to be all 6. I know we can't have everything, but just lock her away. I mean, we're hearing now that she pled guilty, but now there's audios of her blaming the kids. How does that work?
Mr. Terry?
Oh, okay. Please, Mr. Terry, please fucking enlighten us. Please, Terry.
I will be brief.
You'll be brief? I'm fucking sure you will, because there's nothing for you to fucking say, prick.
As is always the case in cases that come before courts, there are two sides to every case.
Two sides to every case. What, you and a child? The two sides here is you and 8-year-olds. I don't really know if that works in your favor here, Terry.
And as and even
Come on, Terry, spit it out. You've got it. You got it. Come on. I'm sure she's paying you enough. Come on.
a case like this, that remains the case. There are many allegations regarding these two individuals, Ms. Frankie and my client, Ms. Hildebrandt. The only facts in this case that are adjudicated facts are those set forth in the plea agreement that she entered into freely and knowingly and voluntarily.
Because there was no way she couldn't have pled guilty. Terry.
Those facts, those adjudicated facts, are significant. They certainly provide a basis for the pleas and provide a basis for the stipulated sentence in this case.
Terry, you're pissing me off.
Experience with Ms. Hildebrandt is that she is not the person that she has been portrayed to be.
Because she's paying you, Terry. He goes, my perception of her is that she's not the person she's portrayed to be. She's paying you, motherfucker. Terry, please. This is also such a lame, like, he's doing such a bad job right now. Can we also focus on that? Like, I'm aware there's not much for him to work with here, but he's doing such a bad fucking job.
But having said that, she has accepted responsibility in this case.
But we just heard that she was blaming the kids, Terry.
She has entered into this plea agreement with a stipulated sentence of 4 consecutive sentences. She did that at the time she entered into the plea agreement.
It's crazy she hasn't moved once. Someone poke her or something.
That would be the court's order. She is before the court today knowing that that will be the court's order, and she fully accepts that. She accepts responsibility, and she accepts that.
She accepts responsibility. Didn't we just hear that she was blaming the kids on phone calls that are going to be released?
Consequences for her conduct. And we will submit it to the court on the stipulated agreement.
Dude, Terry's doing such a fucking shite job.
There are two sides to every case. I generally agree with you. Ms. Hildebrandt didn't make a statement to AP&P in the course of the pre-sentence investigation report.
Correct.
Why did she not?
Oh, he got Terry's ass there. Ooh, Terry. He ate you up there. He went, Terry. Oh, I wish he called him Terry. He went, Terry, if there's two sides to every story, why did she not give her side of the story? Come on, Terry. He ate.
Just make a statement.
She wanted to reserve her right to make a statement before the court today, and she has a brief statement that she...
Oh, Terry. She wanted time to think about what she could say.
wants to read, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
All right. Ms. Hildebrandt?
Oh, great. We're going to hear from the woman herself. She can move. What does she sound like? What is her voice?
I sincerely love these children.
What an opening line. I sincerely love these children.
I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally. One of the reasons I did not go to trial is that I did not want them to emotionally relive the experience which would have been detrimental to them. My hope and prayer...
Girl, you're losing the case. You don't need to pretend to cry. Oh my god, you've already lost. Fuck me. You don't need to... You lost. You don't need to do that. Seriously.
is that they will heal and move forward to have beautiful lives. I am willing to submit to what the state feels would be an appropriate amount of time served to make retribution as an outcome.
And in answer to your question,
That's her statement? That's what took you so long to write? Terry, don't big that up. You're bigging that up? Terry, please.
I knew that whatever she might say to the author of the pre-sentence report would probably sound hollow and self-serving, and perhaps
Yeah, it does sound hollow and self-serving. And what other word are you going to say?
it does today.
Well, yes, it does today. Well, yes.
But I know that my client, in the statement that she makes to the court today,
I know that my client makes so much money and is paying me so much money.
that statement is absolutely sincere.
Terry, please.
Hildebrandt recognize that it's her behavior that caused the harm to the children that she's referred to in her statement?
Your Honor, she recognizes that she was, along with...
What does she recognize?
That she made decisions with respect to the discipline of those children that were wrong, that caused harm to those children. She fully recognizes that and accepts responsibility for that.
Then why did she only give a statement until now? And the statement is, quite honestly, fucking terrible. Like, the statement is fucking brutal. It's bad. Fuck off.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's it? Sorry. Pause. That's it. That's what that's their big up. Remember, he was like, oh, she didn't give a statement because she was waiting to make it. That was it? That's what you've been working on? Oh, we're in the trenches, aren't we, Terry? Oh, baby, we're in the trenches. Sit down. Fuck off. Sit down.
Ms. Hildebrandt, this circumstance is tragic. It's largely, of course, of your making. By any measure, your conduct in this case was disastrous for these children. Adults are supposed to protect children. Adults with specialized training in particular are supposed to protect children. You didn't do that in this case. In this case, you terrorized children, and the results have been tragic.
Fuck.
What happened to these children and your philosophy in dealing with them, frankly, seems detached from reality or any objective standard of decency or even common sense. And the court finds that it is appropriate that you serve a prison sentence. The court finds under the statute, Utah Code 76-3-401, that given the gravity and circumstances of the offenses, the number of victims, and the history and character and needs of the defendant, that consecutive sentences are appropriate. The court imposes 4 1 to 15-year sentences to be again served consecutively for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. The last thing I do need to tell you is that you only have 30 days to file or perfect an appeal of any error of the court.
He said, bitch, you got 30 days. So wait, 1 to 15 years is what she got? But aren't there people in America that have gotten lifetime sentences for what? Like, drugs? Or is it what, for each? Is it 1 to 15 for each one? Oh, for each charge. Fabulous. So wait. So what does that make it? 4 to 60 or 4 to 30? 4 to 60. Fabulous. Love it. 4 consecutive 15 means 16 or 60. Delightful. But yeah, there's people in America that literally go to prison for having weed. There's people in prison that have had weed and then it gets legalized in a couple states. You know what I mean? But yeah, people can abuse kids and lifetime. I've ruled.
court by filing a written notice of appeal with the clerk of the court. If you don't do that, you will lose your right to appeal. That has to be filed in writing, and again within 30 days. You also have the right to the assistance of an attorney and to have an attorney appointed.
People are saying that she can't serve more than 30 years. Okay, people are saying that she can't serve more than 30 years. Okay, you know what? You know what? Honestly, I just... She deserves whatever the maximum is. Whatever the maximum is. And I hope she gets it. Fuck you, Jodi Hildebrandt.